Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Midday News. It's live on Joy 99.7 FM, hits 103.9 FM in Accra, on Love 99.5 in Kumasi, myjoyonline.com, also live in all 16 regions of Ghana via our various affiliates, live on X Spaces and Facebook. The Midday News is supported by Petrosol Platinum Energy, energizing dreams. Coming up this afternoon, heavy fighting continues in Bingiri, a farming community in the Sola Tuna Kalba district of the Savannah region, despite heavy police and military deployment to quell the violence, with 10 persons killed so far.
When I saw women and children carrying their babies, others were crying, all the men fled, leaving their wives and children.
This afternoon, the community is virtually deserted as terrified residents flee into bushes for safety, while scores of others seek refuge at the local police station. We're live there, plus updates on Regional Security Council meeting underway. Also in the Ashanti region, one person is in critical condition following community clashes in Wamase in the Cuadaso municipality. We'll also move to Aquatia, where police have arrested 10 persons and seized 9 firearms in targeted operations ahead of the September 3 by-election there in sports.
2025 Joy Sports Invitational Tournament leaves participants delighted as PWAC emerges overall champions.
And coming up, health experts warn that unchecked drug abuse could devastate future generations as Joy News checks reveal a worrying surge in illicit drug use among many young people in the Ashanti region. Our latest investigative documentary, Deadly Doses, uncovers how widespread the problem has become and the dangers it poses.
The truth is that if we want to deal with the issues of substance, then there must be a holistic approach.
Also, water levels on the White Volta steadily rising. We'll be live on the ground where farmers tell us they're racing against time to save their crops as the Bingiri Dam spillage is today.
The water is already flooding our farm, and we have to forcefully harvest our corn all right, but a lot of it is going to be carried away by this water. We have to look is better. So we are just pleading on the government if they can come to the aid of all the farmers suffering the cases of Bingiri Dam.
These and more with me, Maame, Nyamekye, Thompson. This is Joy News, independent, fearless, and credible. Don't go away. This afternoon, there's heavy fighting in Bingiri, a farming community in Sola Tuna Kalba district of the Savannah region, despite the deployment of police and military personnel to stem the violence. The clashes, sparked by a long-standing land dispute, have so far claimed at least 10 lives, with 12 others injured. Here's an eyewitness, Jima Joseph.
We saw people running helter-skelter because of the fight that erupted at Bingiri. So I took time to also run away. Fortunately, where I reside is closer to the police station. I saw women and children just lying down on the floor crying. It was an eyesore. I couldn't take it anymore, so I also went off the scene. It was very pathetic yesterday at the police station when I saw women and children carrying their babies. Others were crying. I can't even say it.
Were there men among them?
There were no men. All the men fled, leaving their wives and children. And that's one thing that touched my heart that I pray should never happen. So we all plead that we should have peace in Punjaland and also in the entire Ghana.
Well, let's get the very latest from the ground, and our Savannah regional correspondent Isaac Nunya joins us on the line. Isaac, what's the situation as we speak? Has the fighting eased, or is it still ongoing despite the heavy security presence?
Tension has heightened as we speak, following the death of 2 additional people, this time around in Sola. 500 meters into Sola from Damago, there's a community by name Solimpekura, a farming community. We're told some unknown assailants went to the community, gunned down 2 male people, and then injured 1 person who sustained fracture on the leg. And he managed to move into a nearby farm where he's currently hiding. But those who were told have been killed currently have been moved to the Sola district morgue. The military have taken possession of a community by the name Sonairi, and Nyange, close to Sola town. So before you get to these two communities, that's where the community is, and then they're able to enter there. Our source said the team, the unknown group are still advancing towards another community by name Dayuri. This is also another family community. Sola, we speak a lot of men and women and children who passed the night at the Sola police station are still sitting in the open with no food to feed on. Similar thing at the Kalba police station. We are told that the women and children who passed the night there are still there at the police station.
All right. So, Isaac, how is the DC or government representative in the area, addressing the situation, the humanitarian situation as we speak? The residents aren't having access to food as a result of the situation.
At the moment, there's nothing of that sort. If something is being planned, that I cannot tell. But currently, nobody is there giving them food or water. Only there's personal security that are managing those in the bush. All able male residents have fled into the bush, leaving their children and wives who manage their way to the police station. 2 motorbikes, apart from the 2 casualties at Bingiri, at Kalba, 2 motor kings tricycles have been burned to ashes. And the residents are complaining that the security on the ground are always protecting the chief palace. They are not patrolling the town. And that's why people are still moving around the trenches, able to kill others.
All right, and we understand the Regional Security Council is meeting. What concrete steps are they considering to restore calm or prevent further escalation?
The Security Council meeting is not open to the media. We are told they were meeting in the morning. Our sources is not trying to be definite as to whether they are still in the meeting or they are closed or whatever. And due to that, the police that was initially scheduled to address the media is also timeless. We just moved there. They say everybody has moved to the community. Even the municipal police commander, they say he's also in the community. So we have nobody to talk to. I will speak now.
All right, Isaac, thanks for that update. And Joy News is unable to reach the head of security in the region because of the meeting. But definitely bring you updates as and when we have it. But moving on, one person is battling for his life after being inflicted with machete wounds in a clash between youth groups in Wamwase and Kokode in the Cuadaso municipality of the Ashanti region. The long-standing feud was reignited at a funeral in Agric in Zima within the municipality where members of the two groups met. The disturbances began on Saturday, 23rd August, when there was a confrontation between the two groups from Wamase and Kokode. Nana Yaujima joins us with details of this. Nana, really, what triggered this latest clash between the two groups?
It is unclear what exactly happened on the Saturday, but the information that we've been able to gather is that it took police to calm tempers on Saturday. After everything was sorted, two groups were made to go to their communities. Now, the day after, the youth of Kokode visited Wamase once again, armed with clubs and machetes, and this is where the second clash happened, resulting in the injury of one gentleman whose name is Ima. The information that we've been able to gather is that Ima was visited in his home, and these young people ensured that Ima, they inflicted some machete wounds on Ima, resulting in the injury that he has sustained. It took police intervention to bring calm to the community on the day. Now, information that we have is that there's heavy security presence at Wamase, and they are trying to establish the force of the route and also try to get people they believe are connected to this mayhem.
Banana, how is Ima faring as we speak?
Now, information that we have is that he's still in critical condition. Medical professionals at the Pompanochi Teaching Hospital are trying to stabilize him.
But with the investigation going on, have police been able to make some arrests, even pick up certain people related to this violence?
We are yet to get any updates from the police on the incident, but the information that we have is that they are interested in the issue, and also the RECSEC and MUSEC are together helping the police to try find people who they believe are suspects in this case.
Thank you very much, Nana Aljima, joining us from the Ashanti region. Well, this afternoon, 10 individuals have been arrested by the Eastern South Region Police Command, who also seized 9 firearms in a series of targeted operations in Aquatia. The weapons recovered include 8 pump-action shotguns and a locally manufactured single-barreled gun. According to a Facebook post by the police, the operations form part of a broader crackdown on the illegal possession and use of firearms during election-related activities. Let's get more details. Joint News Editor and a member of our security desk, Fred Smith, joins us with more on this. Fred, what else is the police in the police statement?
Well, the statement says police officers intercepted a vehicle near St. Dominic Hospital in Aquatia, driven by a man named Bernard Kumi Ofosu. A subsequent search uncovered a two-par double-barreled pump-action gun, 4 AAA live cartridges and 2 FTB blank cartridges. Now, according to this statement, the suspect admitted ownership of the firearms and presented a valid firearm license. He has been taken into custody while the weapon and ammunition were retained for further verification. But in a separate incident on the same day, police arrested Joshua Amenuku at the Aquatia Y Junction snap checkpoint after discovering 15 live BB cartridges in his possession. A follow-up search at his residence uncovered an Adler two-par pump-action gun and 5 additional live BB cartridges.
Well, Fred, the post mentions officers intercepting a Toyota Hilux pickup and arrested 2 men.
Yes, the individuals are a Siedu and a Chinese national, Lu Yongyang. 4 live BB cartridges were retrieved from their vehicle. Preliminary questioning suggests that the ammunition allegedly belongs to their employer, identified only as Impohamed, who is also the registered owner of the vehicle.
Thank you, Fred Smith. Now, September 2 is just around the corner. Aquatia will once again be the eye of the nation. The town returns to the polls to choose a new MP after the sudden death of the NPP's Ernest Kumi. Already, police are anticipating heightened tension and have deployed personnel to keep the peace. In just 8 days, residents will have the chance to vote again. But what exactly is at stake? There's more in the following report.
Since 1996, Aquatia's parliamentary seat has been a political battlefield. 4 wins for the NPP, 3 for the NDC. In the last election, Ernest Kumi scraped through with just over 2,000 votes for the NPP. But what should have been a routine declaration turned into hours of delays, heated disputes, and bitter accusations. The NDC still insists they were the real winners.
That result is neither here nor there. It's completely rejected. It will be treated with contempt, and we don't consider Aquatia completed.
Now, the contest is back on. Lawyer Bernard Bediaku Beidu is leading the NDC's charge, while the NPP is banking on Solomon Kwame Esumedu. But the stakes are higher this time. For the NDC, victory will secure an unprecedented 2/3 majority. For the NPP, defeat would cut deeper into their already fragile 88 seats in parliament. The ground is tense.
Saying is that for the New Patriotic Party, we are going to protect ourselves.
600 police officers have been deployed.
They are going to soften the ground. We want to assure you that the police will deal decisively with those people. And I think their cowards, they cannot come.
With more than 52,000 voters set to decide, this by-election is shaping up to be far more than just a local contest. It is a fight for pride, power, and political survival. For the NDC, the aim is to win.
They won NDC. NPP, look, when you are looking at this thing, it tells you that something is wrong with the NPP in that constituency.
For the NPP, the mission is not to lose.
If you take the budget of the NDC for 2025, there is no any plan for the good people of Aquatia.
For Joy News, Michael Ashali.
Calls are intensifying for a more targeted approach in tackling substance abuse among the youth, as Joy News investigation reveals rising cases of illicit drug use among young people in the Ashanti region. According to the Ghana Mental Health Authority, about 50,000 new cases of drug and substance abuse are reported annually, with a majority involving young people between 15 and 35 years. Clinical health psychologist Peter Amadou Minter, speaking on the AM show, urged government to roll out concrete measures to curb the illegal sale and purchase of these substances on the market. But before we hear from him, here are excerpts from our latest Joy News documentary, Deadly Doses, by my colleague Nana Boachi Yadam.
Veronica, not her real name, is one of the addicts receiving treatment at CAF. She got hooked to drugs after her ex-boyfriend introduced her to it in Accra.
And he also a driver to one politician, so like the girl was having money. So anytime like I go there, we feel like we're having sex, just on get high. And when I started with cigarettes. That's for more white, not knowing like you just mixed the cigarettes with the drug. So anytime I just take the cigarettes, it looked different. So one day I asked him, what's inside the cigarette that I used to give him? He said, oh, it's cocaine. It seems I took it for 2 years.
In a very sober mood, she admits that the recovery process hasn't been easy.
Hey, suffocation. I said, so the way I'm suffering, you can ask the madam, the doctors and the patients around here. I don't sleep at night. And even there's some infusion, if they put it on me, I will cry throughout before the fusion will just went up. It's like there is a sore inside my body.
Kenneth Edukwachi is a pharmacist in Kumasi.
Opioids help with the release of something called dopamine. So dopamine release causes euphoria, causes pleasure, causes excitement after the pain has subsided. These drugs are deadly and we have to be careful. We have to get a regulation to help us regulate these drugs very, very well.
We used to buy those things. We are insane. Because going to buy something that's wrapped, you don't know what's inside, you don't know the quantity, you don't know how it is. You just take money, go buy.
The Ashanti Regional Director of NACOC, Samuel Yebua, underscores the role of neighboring countries in this crisis.
We've been making some arrests at the Kotoka International Airport. We try to cross the airport and they are arrested. It just tells us trafficking is on the rise.
Dr. Jones Opokuwari is a criminologist at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. He has spent years studying the interplay between crime and societal decay.
Criminals will need some, form of boosters, as it were, to be able to carry out the kind of activities that they want to carry. So, for instance, if it's about robberies, some of them have to be high to be able to execute the kind of things they want to execute. Because if you look at them, maybe naturally, if they are supposed to operate with their natural senses, they may not be able to carry out the things they want to do because those operations are mostly very deadly.
We can now hear from clinical health psychologist Peter Amadou Mente, who warns that the abuse of these drugs is causing serious damage to the youth and, if unchecked, could negatively affect future generations.
As part of the abuse, the fueling of abuse among young people has to do with the I have often mentioned that it's an issue of what is happening around, what they see, the people that are in their environment, and then in their school systems. And these are the challenges. And the majority of the people or the young people that we have come across are in school. And it's always disheartening that you can go to your school and you can find young people who are trading. And like we saw in the video, it is not just at the ghettos, they are happening in communities that are really not the ghettos, informal situations, like the schools. And they have their bosses. And as they really said, the truth is that if we want to deal with the issues of substance, then there must be a holistic approach.
You're still listening to the Midday News here on Joy 99.7 FM. We'll take a break. We'll return with sports and also water levels on the White Volta steadily rising. We'll be live on the grounds where farmers tell us they're racing against time to save their crops as the Bingiri Dam is spilled today.
The water is already flooding our farm, and we have to forcefully harvest our corn unripe, but a lot of it is going to be carried away by this water. We have a look is better. So we are just pleading on the government, if they can come to the aid of all the farmers of the repercussions of the Bingiri Dam.
When I wake up in the morning, I brush my teeth with Kale Charcoal toothpaste. This gives me confidence all day.
Anytime you meet Amma, don't be surprised I smile showing my beautiful white teeth because I don't have cavity thanks to Kale Charcoal toothpaste for its natural charcoal properties. In fact, we are like twins. I can't go without my Kale Charcoal toothpaste.
That be why I dey use Kale Charcoal toothpaste morning and night when I dey go bed safe. It dey make my teeth white when it dey comot every scent from my mouth inside. My confidence level they go up, so I dey show my 32 teeth all.
Introducing the Kale Charcoal toothpaste, formulated with activated bamboo charcoal powder, ensures whiter teeth and removes bad breath. The strong natural property of the activated bamboo charcoal removes bacteria, absorbs surface stains on our teeth caused by coffee, wines, and tobacco. Welcome, Kale Charcoal toothpaste. Kale Charcoal toothpaste, Sankofa Yenchi.
Kale, happy smile.
This advert is FDA approved.
Wherever you are, the game is nothing without you. It's on like never before this season. Every major league, every cup, every qualifier, the players, kudos, Semenyo, Iñaki, the goals, the emotions, and the bragging rights. It's all on SuperSport, available on DSTV and GoTV. Get your DSTV decoder at 89 cedis and GoTV decoder at 399 cedis. DSTV, your home of entertainment. Go TV. Love it.
Junior, your school bus will soon get here. Hurry up.
Mommy, my hand is aching me and I'm feeling cold.
Honey, Junior's temperature is too high and he feels feverish.
Oh, baby. So you didn't give him the Encamol paracetamol syrup that I gave you the last time?
Oh, no, I forgot.
Okay, you know what? It's not too late. Just give him Encamol and he'll be fine in no time. Encamol paracetamol syrup, a strawberry-flavored paracetamol syrup, and it's specially made for children aged 3 months to 12 years. It helps manage pain like headaches, teething pain, and fever. And guess what? Because of the strawberry flavor, the kids enjoy taking it.
I can tell from the way he's licking his lips. And look at how he's jumping around. Hurry up and go to school, Junior.
Yes, now you can get Encamol paracetamol syrup in all pharmacy shops. For bulk purchase, go to NK Pharma head office, Abelinkwe, or call 050-658-8315. This advert is FDA approved.
The luckiest. Luck is everywhere. For everyone, yeah, the luckiest. Luck is everywhere. For everyone, yeah. Money we define every day and night. Mama, dada keep on hustling for the family. The luckiest. Last dance, everyone to hash. You can win some cash. You can be the luckiest with 1 CD. Luckiest with 5,000. The luckiest, the teacher got the market woman. You can be the luckiest. Oh, the luckiest. Luck is everywhere. For everyone, you can be the luckiest. The luckiest. Luck is everywhere. For everyone, yeah. Stars everyone to hush. Luck is everywhere. Luck is everywhere. Oh, tell me how you feeling lucky. Because I'm feeling lucky. Because I'm feeling like the ultimate. That's how we go win. If I win, you win. You could be the luckiest.
Welcome back to the Midday News, and Mubarak is here with sports. Mubarak.
Yeah, Maame, so over the weekend, Ghana's biggest corporate sporting event, the Joy Sports Invitational Tournament, took place at the University of Ghana Stadium, and more than 45 companies participated. But it was PWAC Natural Health who emerged as the overall champions. There's more in this report.
This year's edition enjoyed the strong backing of partners, including the Minerals Commission, Royal Sweet Limited, Ayuda Hub, The Game Energy, Yomi Yogurt, The Luckiest, and Promo World. On the football field, Goy Oil Company Limited stole the show. They held their nerves to beat SIC Insurance Company 3-2 on penalties. Swimming belonged to the National Petroleum Authority, chess to Apex Bank, Scrabble to the Luckiest, table tennis to NPA, and lawn tennis to Macaulay's Daughters. The CEO's penalty shootouts ended in triumphant for Mr. Educhum of the Luckiest. But the story of the day belonged to Pewak Natural Health, led by Dr. Prince Nelson Mototi. They stormed to gold in the men's 100 meters final. The team then swept the men's and the women's lime and spoon races before sailing their triumphant in the unisex sack race. 4 gold medals, enough to crown them overall champions of the 2025 Joy Sports Invitational Tournament.
That is Joy Sports' Joseph Eyinga Walter with that report. Back to you, Mamisi.
Thank you, Mubarak. Now, farmers along the Bingiri Dam are racing against time to harvest their crops as water levels on the White Volta rise. Sonabel, the Bokna Bay Power Company, has scheduled the spillage for August 27, but brought it forward to today after the dam hit 90.24% capacity. Communities along the White Volta have been asked to take precaution, but the sudden notice has sparked fear of widespread crop destruction. Joy News Upper correspondent Albert Soy reports that farmers are frantically harvesting before their yields are submerged.
The Bingiri Dam is why we are here. The information reaching us is at 27th, but as we stand, the water is already flooding our farm, and we have to forcefully harvest our corn unripe, as you can see some of them. So we are just pleading on the government so that if they can come to the aid of all the farmers, it's not only us, all across here, we are all suffering the same repercussions of this Bingiri Dam. So we are just pleading. This is what we can just, the few we can get, but a lot of it is going to be carried away by this water. So, yes, as
so what you are holding is not even
ripe. Yes, they are not proper ripe. They can't even dry up so that you can use them for a corn dough.
So why are you harvesting it like that?
For consumption's sake, because you can give them to neighbors and things, but they are not proper ripe. They have a look is better.
Well, Albert Sorry joins us on the line. Albert, briefly, what's the current situation?
Maame, you can't see the White Volta Lake. You can't see the shoulders of the lake. It is full to the brim. And farms that are between 50 to 100 meters close to it are beginning to get submerged. And it was on one of these farms that I spoke to the farmers who you heard trying to harvest their corn before the farm is completely submerged.
All right, Albert, thank you for that. We're also joined by the Northern Regional Correspondent, Martina Bingiri, who is also at the spillage site. Martina, how are the evacuation preparations so far?
So farmers along the White Volta have begun moving their things from the shoulders of the dam. You know, those who are living along these places, they also do farming. So what they are doing is they are moving their things and hoping that they'll be able to salvage some crops before the water arrives. Most of them who did the farming earlier will be able to harvest, but those who were unable to do it early and are currently doing it would have to wait, and they are likely not to be able to harvest anything if the water should begin flowing into these communities.
Nawuni community in Tamale. Mark is a fisherman in the Nawuni community in Tamale. This is a community that was ravaged by the spillage of the Bingiri Dam and the torrential rains that followed. As a fisherman, Mark is now unable to make a living because his nets and his traps were washed away by the floods. Now he and his family take refuge in an abandoned school, and they rely on the kindness of strangers for a meal.
If you go to fishing and you see the crowd which is forming in rain, the earlier the better. If you don't have the techniques, then you need to run to the house early, because when the crowd form and the wind blow, if you are not careful, the wind can capsize the boat and you, the woman, being safe. For you to swim safe, to be a problem for you.
And you had there's some residents in Tamale there in that report. Now, a garnishee order placed on the accounts of the Ministry of Finance is reportedly affecting government's ability to meet some of its payment obligations. The order issued by a court following a judgment debt case has tied up significant funds in the ministry's accounts, leaving contractors, service providers, and in some cases, public institutions awaiting payment. Here's Deputy Finance Minister Thomas Nyako Ampem before the Public Accounts Committee.
In fact, this is worrying because in all these cases, Ministry of Finance is not directly involved. Somebody at the road ministry awards a road contract and they are not able to pay. And so the contractor takes government to court, and at the end of the day, the Ministry of Finance account is garnished because of a judgment that because of the transaction.
And you heard the Deputy Finance Minister Thomas Nyako Ampem before the Public Accounts Committee. And now we're doing what's trending. Ashilevi is in the studio with me. Ashi baby.
Maame, number one in the trend is Ruben Amorim, the manager for Manchester United. Maame, guess what? If there's any group of people that have suffered trauma and may possibly never recover, and we're talking about Manchester United fans. They've been through a lot. They keep losing. Over the weekend, they didn't do well with Fulham, and the fans are calling for the sack of their coach. One guy says that maybe we are the cause of our own woes. Why do we keep supporting Manchester United? That's what we have for you in the trends.
That's sad, you know. Anyway, thank you, Ashilevi, for that update. And that's all we have for you by way of news this afternoon. But take note, National Dialogue, Joy News National Dialogue, Breaking the Chains, Ghana's Opioid Crisis, coming up this Thursday, 28th August 2025, 6 p.m. Make a date with us. We'll be having George Opariado, Minister of Youth Development and Empowerment, Dr. Olivia Boatin, Director of Tobacco and Substances of Abuse Directorate at the FDA, Walter Damien, the Superintendent, Chief Superintendent, Dr. Bright Nuru Penin, and others, gracing this occasion, helping us, dilute this issue of drug abuse. And that's it from us here at Joy 99.7 FM. I am Nyamekye Thompson. Up next is Living Word with Pastor Mensa Otabil.